just wearing my confused face all the time. Like, what am I doing here?
Hey guys, welcome to Dig It with Raven. We're doing a very special edition today. In the name of virality and to stay internet relevant, we saw this thing the other night and we thought we should get on top of it before it like gets buried in the next viral thing. What it is the Instagram account named Blossom. Just Blossom.
I've seen it on a food channel on Instagram.
On a food channel. It's been shared everywhere. I think it's gathered over 1 million views. And what it is it's this video. The description of this video is literally brighten up your day with these 5 surprising hacks. Exclamation point. Yeah. It starts off with a broken plate where they tape it together and then they cover it in warm milk, leave it for 2 days, and magically
it got fixed.
It gets fixed. The next one is a really tarnished, dirty silver thing, and they use Heinz ketchup.
They're doing it with their hands.
They rub the ketchup in their hands and then they wipe it all over the metal.
Magically it's clean.
Magically it's clean. The next one is they take a dirty painting, they take a bagel and they just rub this bagel, like they cut it in half, they rub it over the painting and apparently like takes off all of the dirt.
Pretty hilarious.
It's funny for us as conservation students because so Anna is a paintings conservation intern here in Hamburg and I'm doing stone ceramics. So when we both saw these things we were like, people
I couldn't believe it. I was like sitting there and was like, what?
So it kind of sparked our interest to be like, you know what? Let's do a Mythbusters type thing and see if this actually, if it actually works
out. But I want to get to know the science behind it.
Yeah, and that's why we're wearing our coats today because, you know, science. We wanted to take these life hacks, kind of turn them on their heads, take them from a conservation standpoint and see how well they hold up, and then also talk about the implications that these would have on works of art, cultural heritage.
And maybe why not to use it.
I'm a little concerned. So we're gonna do some experiments. Hopefully they all turn out. So the first one we're gonna try off is the ceramics. I actually went looking specifically for things that I would hate, so I wouldn't feel so bad about subjecting them to these things. The ceramics conservator in me is very sad about breaking this. Oh God, I don't know if I can do it. The good thing is, I can always fix it if this milk thing does not work out.
Pretty good.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
So we've got 3 pieces. I don't want to break it into 1 million pieces though. I feel like we should be wearing some protection.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking about it.
Oh, it didn't break.
It got like this. It already got a crack here.
It has a crack?
Oh! Perfect!
See?
Yeah, I think that's grande.
Do we dare do this one now? It actually won't break, guys. There's a hole in it now. You know what we'll do? We'll do it as a crack. Okay, so we have broken our pottery. We're going to put it into these 2 containers here with some milk and try it out. First though, I want to talk to you about the science behind this and why milk would actually be...
Yeah, I'm really keen to know.
Would actually work. So it actually all has to do with the proteins that are inside of milk. Yeah, milk has casein in it, and that is a phosphoprotein. And what it does is that when it's heated and then cooled, it can actually make some sort of like a plastic with it. And we use casein or casein. I don't know actually how to pronounce it because of German.
In German, it's casein.
And that's how I've been saying it for the last 3 months because I'm in Germany. Casein, it comes from the Latin word caseus, which means cheese. All milk has casein in it, but cow's milk has about 80% or so. It has like about a lot more casein in it than other milks, so it works a lot better with this kind of binding. And we use it with paintings, right? So it used to be a binding agent with paint.
For oil grounds. It's used as a glue.
So the science behind it is there. So I'm actually quite confident in this. What my main concern is that it's organic and it can be dissolved. If you're eating from it, I'm thinking, or if you're trying to drink a hot thing and you're washing it a lot, I feel like it would eventually break down at some point. So what the milk is going to do is that once we put it inside, it's heated, right? So it expands. And the proteins will then kind of like form some weird cohesion with the ceramics, making its own kind of glue. And in theory, it should work. The video showed us that it was magic and you can't even see the cracks anymore.
True story.
I don't know. So we're gonna wear gloves because we are professionals. We need to make sure that this is actually quite well put back together so the seams are pretty close.
So I would just press it together.
Yes, press it together. Do a bunch of tape over it. We've got our piece of ceramic here that's been taped up, and then we have here our cup. We need to make sure that the milk completely covers the entire cracked areas in order for it to actually get the sciencey bit going. Let's do it away from the laptop.
Don't trust me, don't you?
Well, I trust you. I don't trust myself. Uh-oh, do we have enough milk?
I don't know.
Now let's cover this up, and we're gonna leave these aside, and we will check in with you guys in 2 days. All right, so it is 2 days later. We have waited patiently for this moment here.
I don't want to smell it.
It's super stinky.
Oh.
Oh, you can smell it. It's just so gross. I don't drink milk. I haven't had milk in many years, and this is just confirming that I probably will never drink milk ever again. Are you ready? So just by touching it, by lifting it out, I could tell it has not actually worked.
That was easy.
Yeah, the video lied to us. So what about this guy? There's milk curds inside the cup.
Excellent.
I actually think it worked for the crack.
Yeah?
Okay, the hole, actually you can see the hole. In the video, they literally took it out of the milk, took off the tape, dried it off, and then it was good as new.
You couldn't even see the cracks.
I feel like they just took a new plate. But the crack itself is actually stabilized. Because before we put it in,
You could move
you could move the crack, and the crack is now very, very stable. I'm feeling like it's because of the proteins. Yeah, they probably don't act as a really strong binder. But with a crack, I feel like the proteins would just kind of fill the space.
So it gets a bit more stable.
So I do think that if you do boil something in the milk, and just like if it's just lightly cracked, to make sure that it doesn't crack further and then actually break into pieces. I do think the milk is actually a good idea for that. If it's just like a normal pot that you use every day and not like an artifact or a piece of cultural property or some antique or something.
So what you're using in stone conservation for gluing that?
For that, if you want to use it again, we just use normal epoxy resin.
Alright.
It's not reversible, it's food safe, it works really well, it dries really quickly, it's done in like a day, and then we do a little bit of retouching. And that's what we would use. Obviously, there's different things for cultural artifacts, especially if you want it to be reversible and it's not being used every day. I don't think I would use this ever again.
Just the smell.
Just for the smell. It is nasty.
It's just too bad.
It's just not good. So that was the first experiment completed of our myth busting Instagram challenge. Tune in later this week for the ketchup and metal polishing, tarnish removing magic.
Whatever.
If you want to learn some more about the science behind why this can work and what the deal is with this whole milk thing, click my link in the description below to visit my website. Don't forget to subscribe to make sure you catch the rest of the series.
Yeah, cheers.
Stay dirty, my friends.